I was at the time learning to use Google Apps, and it seemed to me that they had a lot of potential in terms of teaching and learning. Particularly, I think they had a lot of potential for collaborative learning, and that's what I wanted. At the heart of my project, I wanted a dialogue, I wanted interaction, I wanted collaboration. That was very important to what I wanted to achieve. The other important point for me as well is I wanted this project to be truly embedded within the discipline. I didn't want a skills training course that would be separate from the content of the course. For me, really, students have to learn to acquire those skills within the discipline, and it has to be related to course content. So the way I went about it is to design two different strands. One was a set of activities, so self-assessing tests that were delivered through the VLE, and these were very much about techniques. What are the things you need to consider when you want to produce an effective piece of communication. So this could be in writing, but this also would apply to speaking within an academic context. They were follow-up to what would happen in class. So in class we would do similar kind of exercises, we would reflect on those techniques, and then they would go and practice them on their own. The second strand was a portfolio. So students were asked to produce a portfolio of articles. We put them into pairs, and then they had to come up with a research question. And for that, what we did is that we provided some extracts from the news, from French news, recent French news. And they had, out of those extracts, they had to come up with a research question. We asked students to work in pairs so that they could support each other. And because obviously the important part of the project was to provide personalized feedback to students, in order to make it manageable in terms of workload, we divided the cohort into different groups, and we assigned one particular tutor to about 10 students. And then the first step was for students to come up with a research question. The second one was to write a draft of about a 600-word article text that they would write on a Google Doc, and then there would be an exchange with their partner and with the tutor, so that they could provide feedback. And students produced about 3 or 4 drafts. So all those drafts went through a process of being edited, proofread, etc., before they came to a final version that was good enough to be published. And obviously the key point here was the dialogue. So those drafts, if you want, created the opportunity for a dialogue between the tutor and the students.